Well, there's not a whole lot of information to work with, so I have just a couple things that I know are for a fact, and then I'm going to have to operate on a few assumptions. The first is that we know that the burger is made from a very juicy Ratch steak, and that's about it, really. So, what else can we conclude? The Dynasty Diner is in the cheap fast food space because of Bo's competitors advertising that their burgers are just 29 cents. There are other competitors in the cheap fast food space, and through the other game missions we get some insight as to how they're produced so cheaply. Chef Frank needed some help making some skag dogs, and he admits that his product is made with dead skin and toenails.
And one of my rivals spread a rumor that my skag dogs were full of dead skin and toenails.
Even after he's pushed into using actual skag meat to make his hot dogs, he's only able to advertise it as just being 50% meat. And then you look at Dr. Tink's Festy Flesh, which is another example of cheap fast food. They have ads in various locations, and if you read the fine print, you'll actually learn that the meat stick contains, quote, mystery meat, texture enhancers like glass, snails, and sand, and, well, flavor enhancers such as E. coli and radiation. If Bo is competing with food that's made with literal junk food, then he's probably working with the cheapest ingredients, and for the sake of edibility, I'm not going to be adding nails and glass, but I'll just opt for some cheap buns, lettuce, and cheese. The strange part about Bo's burgers is that he's using Ratch meat. When Typhon first visited Promethea, before its rapid development,
During my dark side days, I was always starving. I begged, borrowed, and stole for a bite to eat. Some nights, I was so hungry, I woke up and I was eating my ranch pillow. Oh, dark side. My kind of neighborhood. What a dump. Ranch for pillows, ranch for dinner. There was a saying, once you go ranch, you go straight to the hospital. Or to sleep.
Now that's significant because it tells us that now that it's being used for burgers, either they learned which cuts or organs are edible, or they learned how to prepare the meat properly. I'm guessing it's the former because there are some forms of Ratch that will just spit venom, so eating some of those parts, whichever holds that venom, could lead to poisoning. Also, Dr. Tink's meat sticks strongly resemble the legs of a Ratch. It's hard to make out, but it seems to me that the protrusions are just the bones in a Ratch's leg. The last thing I want to mention though is that when a Ratch drinks alcohol, it actually pickles their liver, and maybe it might also pickle their meat.
It would appear that this monster has died of over-intoxication. Do me an additional favor and retrieve its liver. Excellent. That pickled Ratch liver will be very useful to me.
It's a bit of a stretch, but there's alcohol all around Meridian, and adding a pickle flavor will kind of help make this burger feel a little more unique than your run-of-the-mill burger. The patty ideally should be made from oxtail, which seems like it would be a cut that's edible from a Ratch, and from top round steak to represent the Ratch's leg. And you want to keep the ratio at 80-20 fat, which is really going to help keep it juicy. So the first thing that I did was I took the patty and I marinated it in some pickle juice for about 30 minutes. I think it would have been better if I let it sit for about 45 minutes instead, but I wanted to be on the cautious side so I didn't break down the protein too much. Once that time is finished, just take it out of the brine and then sear the meat on high heat on both sides, and then season it with a generous amount of salt and black pepper. Once both sides have been seared, add a bit of cheese and then cover it with a lid to let the steam cook it through the rest of the way, at least until it reaches an internal temperature of 155 Fahrenheit. After it's done, let it rest for a couple of minutes. You can take this time to toast your buns if you'd like. I chose not to just because I wanted it to feel like fast food, and I've never had any toasted buns from any fast food place. And then from there I just added some toppings based on what I saw in the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Very simple dish, very easy to cook. It came out really, really great. Once you get past the thought that I'm eating some cow's heart, it actually isn't that bad. It was really, really nice. In fact, I kind of prefer it over just traditional ground meat. It has this very clean taste, and I have a really good butcher, so they're really high quality. Maybe that's kind of important, but I know for a fact that the meat that I got was very clean, tasted very rich, but not fatty. It was just really, really rich and flavorful. There is like not entirely a gamey taste, but it does have this like foreign aftertaste that makes you realize that, oh yeah, this is probably made with something that I'm normally not accustomed to. But still, it was a really great thing, and I would definitely make it again.